The first reading from the letter of Paul to the Colossians. Here St. Paul tries to remind the followers of Jesus, the Christian in Colossian, that about their attitude as disciples of the Lord. A Christian attitude. What should be the attitude of the followers of Jesus? Here, St. Paul says, as God chosen ones, holy and beloved, through their baptism, they become chosen ones. And because their purpose as baptized is to be holy, to sanctify themselves. So that's why our purpose, why we receive baptism, is not only to be part of the church, but to live a life of holiness. So followers of the Lord, our main purpose is to live life of
holiness.
Life of holiness. So secondary service, you may serve, but you are not holy. That is nothing. What is important, to live a life of holiness, and that holiness will inspire us to service. That's why St. Paul says, as God's chosen ones, baptized as followers of the Lord, clothe yourself. Clothe, meaning it is our attitude with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, and will bear with one another. That should be the attitude of the followers of Jesus. No? Be compassionate, be humble. Are you humble? Are you compassionate? Okay. So that is what St. Paul is reminding us. That that as a Christian, not only our attitude, although we have our own personality, but it is also a challenge for us because we want to follow the Lord, that our way of living, become a Christian way of living. That our way of living, it is our testimony, no? Is we give witness that we follow the Lord. That through your life, people may recognize that you are disciples of the Lord. Other people may recognize that Jesus is present in your life. And that is why St. Paul is reminding us that our attitude, here is a compassionate, kind, humble, meek, and patient. And we have to understand one another. So, because sometimes when people see you and you behave the opposite, and you, Catholic, attitude mo ganyan. But now, it destroys our community. But if we want to lift up the kingdom of God, then we have to be humble. We have to try, although all of us, we have our weaknesses. We have our own personal differences, right? But we try our best. We should not remain of our negative or bad attitude. Through the grace of God, God will help us. God will transform us. God will change us. Amen? Amen. Because there is nothing is impossible with God. You will not say, Lord, this is my life. Ganito na ko, Lord, forever. But no, if you surrender it to the Lord, God will change you. That's why do not give up. Even praying for the members of your family, your friends, never give up. We cannot change people, but God can change people. Our duty is to pray for them, so that they will be transformed. To humble ourselves, that we will be transformed, that our life will become a reflection of God's disciple, that we are really followers of the Lord. That's why the gospel today, from the gospel of St. Luke, that Jesus said, love your enemies. That as disciples of the Lord, we have to love our enemies. Can you love your enemies? And said, do good to those who hate you. If people will hate you, but is according to the gospel, do good. And that is a Christian. Bless those who curse you. Those people who curse you, you bless them. If they curse, God bless you. And pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the other cheek, offer also the other. But the point here in the gospel is that Christian morality is beyond justice. It is only just if you are hurt. It is only just that you can hurt also. Right? But as followers of the Lord, we go beyond justice. We forgive. If you are hurt, then our duty as Christian is to forgive. If you take revenge, you are not Christian. You are not disciple of the Lord. Do you understand?
Amen.
So, meaning if we are hurt, we want revenge. Gusto mo ipatulpo mo na to. If you want hurt, no? Revenge. But if you take revenge, then we lose our being disciple of the Lord. But when you forgive, then you reveal to them that you are disciple of Jesus, you are Christian. That's why Christianity is to live a life of emptiness. To follow the Lord is not focus on the self, but to follow the Lord, focus on the commandments of the Lord and other people. And that is a disciple. If you focus so much on yourself, you cannot really follow the Lord. But if you focus yourself on the Lord and other people, then you can follow Him. That's why the condition of Jesus, if you want to follow Him, is to forget yourself. Jesus said, if you want to follow me, forget yourself. Deny yourself. Because if you cannot deny yourself, you cannot really follow the commandments of the Lord. Imagine, love your enemies. But because you forget yourself, you forget your pride, and you just follow the Lord. Lord, it's difficult because I love you. I just want to follow you, Lord. I forgive them. I want to release, because if you do not forgive, you'll be the one suffering. Actually, the people who hurt you, nothing. They just enjoy. They can sleep. But you cannot sleep. But when you forgive, if you release that hurt, that hatred, then you will be happy. That's why the Lord is telling us, as a Christian, we should be happy. Do not allow hatred to control you. Because if that hatred to control you, it will destroy you. And you cannot think anymore. Right? Because you are thinking of that hatred. Just allow. There's always God's beautiful plan for each one of us.
Amen.
Do not dwell on that hatred. Replace that with love. That's why Jesus said, love your enemies. Because when you love your enemies, God also will bless you.
Amen.
And your prayers will be answered.
Amen.
Because you forgive. Remember, there was one offering gift to the altar, and Jesus said there, if you remember, if your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there. Go first the reconcile, and come back, offer your gift, and the Lord will accept our prayers. That's why, have you noticed, even communion, before we receive Jesus, what we do before communion? Texting. We make peace, right? Peace be with you. Peace. We should be at peace before we receive the Lord. Therefore, we cannot receive Jesus if we have that hatred in our heart. It is only when we forgive that we are worthy to receive the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
That's why here, as Christian, should be God-centered, other-centered. And as a Christian also, we should be, our attitude must be of service to help other people. In the gospel, it says about to help. Here, if you love, do not withhold your shirt. Give to everyone, and do to others as you have them to do to you. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. That our attitude as Christian, we should be helpful. Helpful doesn't mean not only just monetary, but we help other people, especially maybe for a newcomer, migrants with W, we have to help them. Some people may ask, Sister, where is St. Joseph? I don't know. But we should be helpful. Sister, where is worldwide? Then you have to be helpful. I remember one time when I got new here in Hong Kong, at the time, Father Emil told me, it's only 1 week. He said, you say Mass in Catholic Center, 18th floor. And we were in Boundary Street. Just take 104 bus, 104, 104 bus. You can see the big monitor screen, you get down, the others worldwide and look for. Of course, I knew. So I was looking at the bus, looking at I was sitting at the left side. So there is no monitor. So I think he said, if you hear the word Shongwan, you're actually already you're actually lampas ka na. So now, I think I have to get down. And there was one, our kabubayan, I said, Sister, this Catholic center. Okay, Kuya, I will go also there. You know, sometimes, especially those when we assist them, somehow they experience God is present with them.
Amen.
That God did not abandon them. That's why our attitude as Christian, we should be helpful. Maybe at the MTR, if there is a popo standing and you are sitting there, you should take the seat. But some people, they're sitting and they pretend to sleep. And they look at popo. But that is one way to show that we make some little sacrifices for the elders. That in that way we can show our being Christian. And so Christian is willing to forgive because Jesus said, forgive those who hurt you. And Jesus said, be merciful as your heavenly Father is merciful. And so in this Eucharistic celebration, let us continue to ask the grace of God, that as St. Paul reminded us that our attitude must be humble, always ready to help people, always ready to somehow make sacrifices for the glory of God and for other people. Amen. We turn now to God the Father for the help that we need to follow the example of Jesus, who tells us that we are to love our enemies. And let us say, Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayers.
That the leaders of the church may give witness to their people in the ways of pardon, love, and forgiveness, and so reflect God's holiness to the world, we pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
That government leaders may show sincerity and honesty in their governance, and that they protect the innocent, the poor, the neglected in the society, we pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
That those who are angry and bitter with their neighbors may realize that giving into the feelings of resentment and hatred only separates them from God. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
That families who are divided and torn apart because of indifference toward one another may restore their former closeness and warmth. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
We pray for more vocation to the priesthood and religious life. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
That the sick may attain the peace of mind which grows from appreciating their special role in joining Christ in His suffering. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
That the dead may share in the peace and happiness of God's kingdom. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
We pray for peace and unity to all nations, especially in Hong Kong. May the leadership of Jesus, our Good Shepherd, who always seek the lost, be our inspiration to bring unity and healing to our society. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
In silence, we pray for our personal intention. We pray.
Lord, hear our prayers.
God our Father, you know what is good for us. Rid our hearts of all bitterness and bless our efforts to love all people. We make our prayer through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Peace
Pray, brothers, sisters, and brothers, that my sacrifice and yours may be acceptable to God, the Almighty Father.
May the Lord accept the sacrifice at your hands for the praise and glory of His name, for our good and the good of all.
O God, who give us the gift of true prayer and of peace, graciously grant that through this offering we may do fitting homage to your divine majesty, and by partaking of the sacred mystery, we may be faithfully united in mind and heart. Through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
Lift up your hearts.
Lift them up to the Lord.
Let us give thanks to the Lord our God.
It is right and just.
It is only right and just, our duty and our salvation, always and everywhere, to give you thanks. Lord, Holy Father, Almighty and eternal God, for although you have no need of our praise, yet our thanksgiving is itself your gift. Since our praises add nothing to your greatness, but profit us for salvation through Christ our Lord, and so